Benny Goodman playing on the stereo. Hare Krishna. Happy spring equinox later today. Not quite yet there, but the sun is just about arisen to Aries. We've been saved from the winter. God's sun is saving us from the winter here in the Northern Hemisphere. And I am sharing the remainder of yesterday's cash register synchronicities with you. From the 19th of March. Do you see how the 3 here is the horns of the ram? You see the 3 points on the 3? Just look at it this way. It's the ram's horns. And it's the M of the midline, of the equator, of the E, of the middle. 1, 2, 3. Do you think that has something to do with why the good old Romans changed the order of the months? Because you look at the names and they're telling you that they were different. Septem is 7, October 8. This is the Latin or Roman names. Novem 9, Decem 10. That would make January 11, February 12, March would be 1. 3 o'clock, 1 and 3. The 13th hour of the day is 1 p.m. This total was 1746 at 1800 hours exactly and 3 seconds. 6 o'clock exactly. 4 and 6 is 10. 1 and 0 is 1. 1 and 0. The 1 and the none. The everything and nothing. The life and the death. The light and the dark. The reality and illusion. 1 and none. N-O-N-E. No one. 4477 invoice number. The Mask of Christ. 44 is Mask, 77 is Christ. The persona, the ego of Christ. And this is Hare Krishna part 29. I'm going to continue reading the Bhagavad Gita, chapter 17 today. After I go through the rest of these CRSs from yesterday, there were 15 total. And I shared with you when 320 equals 120 that Matthew 29, where Jesus says, "Take my yoke upon you." My Y-O-K-E, my joining, my binding yoga of the yoked oxen, of the Aleph. He's the Aleph, Alpha and Omega. That means he's the bull with his shroud of Turin, the old bull god of the Bible, of Phoenician. Turin is the land of the bull. That's where his shroud's from. Look at Trutherius' work, where the shroud of Turin, he's got the horns. He's the beef of the apocalypse. This was on the bottom of a beef box I got from work. The Jack in the box. Jack's the anthropomorphic character of nature, equaling 25:7 from Jacob. Jacob with his 12 tribes of Israel, just like Jesus has 12 apostles, and the sun has 12 positions on the ecliptic. Apostles. Jack is 25:7. Jack in the green now of the spring and summer. And then back to Jack-o'-lantern in the autumn of October. Scorpio of the scary stinger of the genitals below the belt. And then Jack Frost in the winter. So long, Jack Frost. Hi, Jack in the green. Sorry, but you so-called civilized religions, Judeo-Christian, you're just as heathen and pagan as the rest, because everything comes from nature. It's all nature worship. There's one God because there's one sun and one moon. Mono, moon. And there's one verse, not verse. Om. 18th hour, 13th minute, 52nd second, 13th minute, and $31 total. 1331 mirrors of the 44. 4484 invoice number. 7 items corresponding to the 25th second. 2 plus 5, 7. 7, 7 of Christ. Of the binding, joining of the Alpha and Omega, of the phallus and the chalice, of the lingam and the yoni. Of power, of unity, of yoga, of duality, of triplicity, unity and triplicity. of the T of time. 196, this was Kristalina's total. Kristalina, whose birthday is Pi Day, so-called Pi Day. 22 cents off. 196 total. 196, right? Look at the time. 519, and yesterday was the 19th in 2019. 62 at the end of the total of the word doubt equaling 62. And Torah equaling 62. Reverse or mirror of 26, the number value of God. And mid and biology. 33 items. 114.17 total. L equals 17 in English gematria. L, the Phoenician phonetic for God. The singular. 17th hour, 22nd minute, 51st second. There's 11 at the beginning of the total. 11417. 33 items. 11, and then the 22 of the time, and then the 33 of the items. 11, 22, 33, and then the 44 at the beginning of the invoice number. 65. Of the infinite, of 8, of the H, of the hatch, of the head, of heaven and hell, the head and the heel. 2203 time, 19th hour, 22nd minute, 32nd second, 2203 total, $22 total on the 22nd minute of the hour. 722, 22 over 7 pi, 7 items, 7734 invoice number, 3 and 4, 7, 777. Skull and Bones, 322. Yale, L. George. George. .3 WHRB. Jazz of Jah, Jesus, Jehovah, Georgia. 24:23 total. 18th hour, 41st minute, 23rd second. 23 at the end of the $24 total. 24:23, 23rd second of 641. 4497 adding to 24. 24 dollar total. Jeez, stop bothering me. Scam likely. Decline. No thank you. And last but not least, from yesterday, 7:54 p.m. Subtotal $54. 54th minute and a 55 with the 37 tax, 36 at the end of the total cents, 37 tax. Invoice number 1788888H. Hare Krishna. Time for Hare Krishna, part 29. There's Jack, the bull of the Bible, with the owl, Washington's beak. Washington's neck is the beak of the owl with the two eyes, the head tilted. The owl of knowledge, KNOWLEDGE. Of the bulls, of the bills, of the balls and the bulls, blown blessings of blood, of the blade, of the phallus, of the chalice of Alice, in the palace, of Bel, of the Kabbalah, of Beltane, of the May sons of May, the free May sons, the bullmen of Beltane, of Mayday. The creditors, symbols of predatorial nature. The birds of prey, the eagle, predator. The eye perched above, preying on the bricks, on all the masses with the shadows projected on the wall of the cave of Plato, of the allegory of Plato's cave in live-action 3D, of church and state, religion and government, the twin heads of worldly, phony baloney authority, of the demoniacs, the money worshippers. Chapter 17 of the Bhagavad Gita of Hare Krishna, the three modes applied to religious phenomena, three kinds of faith. Hare Krishna, Christ. Arjuna said, "Those who, neglecting the ordinance of scriptures, offer sacrifices filled with faith. What is their position, O Krishna? Is it one of goodness, or of passion, or of dullness?" The Blessed Lord said, "The faith of the embodied is of three kinds, born of their nature, good, passionate, and dull. Hear now about it. The faith of every individual, O Bharata, is in accordance with his nature. Man is of the nature of his faith. What his faith is, that verily he is. Good men worship the gods, the passionate worship the demigods, and the demons and the others who are the dull worship the spirits and ghosts. Those men, vain and conceited and impelled by the force of lust and passion, who perform violent austerities which are not ordained by the scriptures, being foolish, oppress the group of elements in their body, and me also dwelling in the body. Know these to be demoniac in their resolves. Three kinds of food. Even the food which is dear to all is of three kinds. So are the sacrifices, austerities, and gifts. Hear thou the distinction of these. The foods which promote life, vitality, strength, health, joy, and cheerfulness, which are sweet, soft, nourishing, and agreeable, are dear to the good. The foods that are bitter, sour, saltish, very hot, pungent, harsh, and burning, producing pain, grief, and disease, are liked by the passionate. That which is spoiled, tasteless, dull, putrid, that which is spoiled, tasteless, putrid, stale, refuse, and unclean is the food dear to the dull. Three kinds of sacrifice. That sacrifice which is offered according to the spiritual law by those who expect no reward and believe firmly that it is their duty to offer the sacrifice is good. But that which is offered in expectation of reward, or for the sake of display, know, O best of the Bharatas, that sacrifice to be passionate. The sacrifice which is not in conformity with the law, in which no food is distributed, no hymns are chanted, and no fees are paid, which is empty of faith, they declare to be dull. Verse 14, chapter 17.
From Billie Holiday, that was Lover Man. Before Billie Holiday, we heard from the Beckett Spainer Big Four with Sweet Lorraine. And before that, Benny Goodman with Body and Soul. All of these can be found on the Ken Burns Jazz Collection series.
I performed for our high school choir director, who taught me to breathe from the diaphragm and sing from the heart.
Speech, debate,
Three kinds of penance. Verse 14. The worship of the gods, of the twice-born, of teachers and of the wise, purity, uprightness, continence, and non-violence. This is said to be the penance of the body. The utterance of words which gives no offense, which is truthful, pleasant, and beneficial, and the regular recitation of the Veda. This is said to be the penance of speech. Serenity of mind, gentleness, silence, self-control, the purity of mind, This is called the penance of mind. This threefold penance, practiced with utmost faith by men of balanced mind without the expectation of reward, they call good. That penance which is performed in order to gain respect, honor, and reverence, and for the sake of show, is said to be passionate. It is unstable and not lasting. That penance which is performed with a foolish obstinacy by means of self-torture or for causing injury to others is said to be dull. Hare Krishna. Hallelujah. May God's love be with you always. Happy spring equinox. Happy full moon spring equinox.